The designer I have chosen from the What Was Good Design MoMA's Message 1944 to 1956 exhibition is Earl S. Tupper, who was the inventor and designer of the worldwide known brand Tupperware. Earl S. Tupper was born to parents Ernest Liesl Tupper and Lulu Clark Tupper on a family farm in Berlin, New Hampshire on July 28, 1907. The Tupper family struggled financially during Earl's childhood, and due to this they moved very frequently, eventually settling in rural Massachusetts in early 1920. Tupper barely finished high school and graduated at the age of 17 from his school in New Hampshire, but worked for the family greenhouse business until he was 19 years old. Tupper's dream of being an entrepreneur was inspired by his father Ernest, who was an inventor himself. Growing up, watching his father create new ideas, Earl shared his love for invention, filling many notebooks with his own creations and sketches. By the age of 10, Earl discovered that he could help his family make more money by selling their produce by going straight to the customer. This method would be recreated later in Tupper's life in the form of a Tupperware party. Tupper eventually stopped working for the family business, as he discovered that if he was to become a businessman, he would make a lot more money, specifically $1 million by the time he was 30. At the age of 24 in 1931, Tupper married Marie Whitcomb and had 4 sons and a daughter. Earl took a course to learn about tree surgery, which would help him start his own business in 1928. However, Tupper started his landscaping business during the wrong time. The Great Depression meant that Tupper had to declare bankruptcy in 1936. In 1937, Earl Tupper met Bernard Doyle, who was an inventor just like him. Doyle was working at a plastics manufacturing division which was part of DuPont Corporation in Massachusetts. Earl became interested by the possibilities of plastics and went to work alongside Doyle. Tupper started to experiment with plastics, purchasing some molding machines from his employer, which eventually helped him open his own plastic container business in 1938. His company, Tupper Plastics, became a great success, making parts for gas masks and other military devices during World War II. After working for DuPont for 1 year, Tupper left in 1938 when he started the Earl S. Tupper Company. He asked DuPont for some polyethylene slag, which is the waste of the oil refining process. This was black, hard, and unworkable in this form, so Tupper produced his own plastic. One that was translucent, white, flexible, lightweight, non-toxic, and non-greasy. Tupper's invention changed the modern world of plastic. He called it poly-T plastic. It was made to withstand everything except for sharp knives and hot water. During the time of his invention, he also invented machines that created his now famous airtight lids. At the beginning of his business venture, Tupper was not gaining initial success. Tupper's first line of products for his new company were plastic food storage containers, which would keep food airtight, keeping food fresh for longer. These were known as Tupperware, first being sold in department stores. Unfortunately, due to bad reputation of previous plastic containers, Tupperware did not sell well. The airtight seal lid needed to be shown to the customer, just like Tupper previously did as a child with his family business. Tupperware started to be distributed through private household companies, particularly Stanley Home Products. Some salespeople were selling large amounts of the products, and Tupper started to take notice. The company met to discuss new marketing strategies to sell larger amounts of Tupperware. One Stanley Home saleswoman named Brownie Wise suggested the idea of an in-home selling party. This idea was to demonstrate the product in the home of a person who hosted a Tupperware party. This was a place where questions about the products could be asked in a social atmosphere. Brownie Wise was a smart saleswoman who became vice president of Tupperware home parties in 1951 and remained in this position until 1958. Using this idea, Tupperware sales went through the roof, allowing Tupper to set up a world headquarters in Orlando, Florida in 1951. Earl Tupper decided to retire at the age of 51 in 1973 after creating a worldwide successful company. His creations were lucky enough to be collected by the Museum of Modern Art in New York, being displayed from 1947. In 1958, Tupper sold his company to Rexall Corporation for $16 million. Tupper moved to Costa Rica, where he became a citizen. He lived to the age of 76, where he died of a heart attack on the 3rd of October 1983, surrounded by his sister, 5 children and 14 grandchildren. Earl Tupper is now known as one of the most influential inventors of the 20th century. The object I have chosen to focus on from the What Was Good Design MoMA's message is Earl Tupper's 1954 polyethylene tumbler cups. The Museum of Modern Art's exhibition focuses on Dieter Rams's 10 principles of good design. The 5 principles which I believe apply to Earl Tupper's tumblers are: good design makes a product useful. The cups have been designed as a drinking vessel, but are also able to be stacked together for easier storage. They have been created by Tupper to be used by consumers rather than designed for the purpose of good looks. Good design is long-lasting. Tupper designed his tumblers to be used by everyday consumers, no matter their age or interests. The design is simple and only uses solid colours, therefore they are long-lasting and will not go out of fashion, as they are an everyday object which is still used in many households today. Good design is environmentally friendly. Even though Tupper's tumblers are made out of polyethylene plastic, which takes a long time to break down and is not healthy for our environment, the cups still follow the principle good design is environmentally friendly, as the tumblers are able to be reused. The plastic is long-lasting and can be washed and reused numerous times. The type of plastic can also be recycled, allowing it to break down quicker. Good design is as little design as possible. The cups are designed in a very minimalist manner, as Tupper has only used one material. The cups are also simple in their aesthetic, as only one colour has been used on each tumbler, and the shape makes the object recognisable as a cup. Good design is honest. The Tupperware tumblers are honest, as they have been marketed and advertised as a drinking vessel. The customer receives exactly what has been presented through advertising. Tupper uses his design's functionality as the main attraction for the customer, rather than the look of the design. His designs are honest, as he created them fit for purpose. From this assignment, I have learnt that design does not have to be complicated to be effective. Sometimes the simpler designs work better than those that are full of many elements. Looking back at some of my past projects from Year 12, I have realised that my designs do fit to some of Dieter Rams's principles. For example, these logo designs I created during Year 12 VisCom. They are all simple and use as little design as possible. This design is a magazine cover I created in Media Studies. It is also minimalistic, uses little colour, and is easily understandable. But are these designs too simple? I have realised that some of the designs I am now creating aren't as simple as the ones I was creating back in Year 12, such as these typographic postcards. Dieter Rams and Earl Tupper have taught me that design doesn't have to be complicated to look pleasing, and sometimes designs that are created particularly for functionality are more attractable to an audience.